Welcome to Flash Tutorial 27. Binoculars. I have my CS5 program opened and I'm going to start a new FLA, keeping the default settings. And the first thing I want to do is set this to what's called fit the window. And I want to import, just as we did in the previous, to the stage. I want to import an image. And I have something here called yard. And when you import it to the stage, it also puts it in the library for you. Right click, select all, so that we select this whole thing. Come up here to this modify. We did something similar in the previous tutorial. Convert to a symbol. It's not really converting it because it's not a symbol, it's just changing it to a symbol. Make sure this drop down menu select what's called movie clip, and we'll do more about these later on. And write yard, Y-A-R-D, that's what my picture is, underscore MC, that's just a code that I use to let me know that this is a movie clip, and press OK. Label this layer pick as in picture, and selection tool, click on this image. You'll know you have it highlighted because it's got this blue line around it. Come up here, open what's called the properties panel, and down here you got something called filters. You may have that. Click on it, and you can close other ones and that'll bring that up so you can see it better. And right down here in the corner there's a little add filter. Click that, and I want to add what's called a blur there, and I'm going to give it about, make sure these are locked. See these things? Make sure they're locked. So when you change one, you're changing X and Y blur. And let's make this about a 10. Now go up about frame 20. Insert a keyframe. So you're going to click, right click, and insert a keyframe. Select the picture again. Take the blur down to 0, so it's a good picture. Come up here to frame 35-ish, insert a keyframe. It brings that clean image up, but I want that to go back to a blur, so click here, make sure you have your properties panel open, go up to about a 5 this time, 5 on my blur, 5 on this one. Okay, then gotta close this because we gotta go up further. Go up to about 50 on my timeline, insert a keyframe, and this time when I'm clicking on the stage, when we open the properties panel, I want to bring it back in complete focus, so we sort of have it coming in and out of focus. Click anywhere in here, right click, classic tween, click anywhere in here, classic tween, anywhere in here, classic tween, and if we just control test the movie, we're going to see it sort of like blurring in there, and that's going to repeat itself a few times. So what we're going to do to make that happen is I'm going to click here, drag it across to here, right click, copy frames, click here, and paste the frames. So we have this kind of an action going on, and it ends up coming back into focus. Alright, go all the way up to, I'm on frame, if I look at it right now, I'm on frame 81. I'm going to go up to frame 125-ish and insert a keyframe. I'm going to go up to about 190, insert a keyframe. I'm going to go up to about 250, insert a keyframe. And I'm going to go up to about 310 and insert a keyframe. So we have all these keyframes. Going to lock this layer. Going to insert a layer and call this mask. M-A-S-K. Picking up my oval tool, so you select here and select oval, click that little corner, select oval. Make sure there's no stroke. By that I mean make sure you click this little square, and it doesn't matter what color we have. Hold your shift down and make a circle about that big. Pick up your selection tool, highlight it, get the crosshairs, right click, copy it, click off to the side, paste in place, and using your arrow key, tab it over like that. There's my binoculars. Okay. So let's go up to here on that and right click, insert a keyframe. There we go. And I want, in that amount of time, I just want this to move from here, so I'm using my arrow keys and I'm tabbing it over and down to about here. Right? And I'm not moving it, so right here where I stop my blurs, insert a keyframe, and in here, go back to this one here, right click, create a motion tween. Oh, no, cancel. Right click, classic tween. So we have it going from here over to here, and it's staying, sitting there up to this frame. You got that now? Now, up to here where we changed it, right here, insert a keyframe and carry this over to about here. I just put these in just to give myself some idea of where it's going. Click in here, create classic tween. Go up to this spot here, insert a keyframe, and let's move it down to here. Insert, create classic tween. Let's take it down to there. I think I got two more. 1, 2, yep. Click on this one here, insert keyframe, take it slightly past the fireplace, insert, create classic tween, and right here, right click, insert keyframe, and just take this back and put it on here and create classic tween. So now let's take a look at this. We're just going to see that red dot move around. Moves here, it stops. And it goes over here, goes back over here, and back here. And then it would eventually stop here if you had action code. So now, let's go way up to here, up to 335 each. Select those two layers and insert keyframes. That'll give it some time. It just sits there. Double click on this top layer till you open this panel. Click mask. OK. Click the picture layer. Bring it up in here. Now this becomes a masked layer. And let's see what this looks like. I got my binoculars, I'm focusing them, there I'm focusing them, and now I'm looking around, there's what I want to see, I think that's it, and you come back and use, boom, there it is, you're on it. Now let's just try one more thing if this works. Let's go up to about 400. Insert keyframes on both layers. Select both layers. Insert keyframes. And the mask layer, select that one layer here. Come over here, pick up this free transform tool. If you click here and you don't have the free transform tool, select it because there's two things here. And now hold the shift down and make this bigger. So now we're sort of zooming in on it. Click anywhere in here, classic tween, and I think we have a nice little video. Test the movie, test, looking around, focusing my glasses. The more frames you use, the slower it would be. That's what I wanted to see. Yes, it is. Go back on it. And now let's zoom out with my binoculars. And if I did the same thing, stretched up to here to like, go way up to like 490 and insert keyframes, then it would actually look like it stopped there at the end. You can go back and forth here a few times. Now it's going to get bigger, and now we got those stopped frames. Now before we do our last test, I want to do one more thing that really puts a lot into this picture. Select the mask layer, insert a layer, and drag it down to the bottom. Call it Pick, P-I-C-B-L, as in picture blurred. Lock all the layers except for unlock this picture layer. Select frame 1. Double click on it, and now we're inside that movie clip, and this is the original picture. So you should have the name of that movie clip, the first one we made, Yard, right here, written here. Right click in here and copy that. You'll know you're in here because you got those crosshairs. Right click, copy it, go back to scene 1. Lock that pictures layer, unlock this blur layer, select frame 1, make this so that it fits the window, and right click, paste in place. Now it's going to be off, so grab it and move it around and make this even smaller, 25%. And right here, see this square? Click this, and when you click it, you'll see a green line appear. Take this picture that you have and line it up. Now see what I did? And when I did it, those dotted lines, there's my vertical line up and my horizontal. Now it's lined up to that picture. So undo that. Now click that first frame, highlight the whole thing, modify it. Oops, I didn't have the frame unlocked. Unlock this layer, select the first frame, highlight it, modify it, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, and call it Yard. Same thing, Y-A-R-D, but blur, B-L, as in blurred, underscored MC. I got the blue dot line around it, so I know it's selected. Click here, open this properties panel. Again, there's that filter I want. Add a filter, blur, and I think we want to make sure these are locked, and make sure when you do this that they both go up to about 9. And one more thing, come to the end, the very end, come on, right here, right click, insert a keyframe. Now let's test this out. I think you'll like this. It's blurry, but where the binoculars are, it's clear. So I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.